Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, today's just gonna kind of be like a chit chat, get ready with me. I haven't done one of these in a really long time. I don't have much planned that I want to talk about. I'm just gonna be shooting straight from the hip. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. All right now I'm just applying a primer to my skin. I'm using the Milk Hydro Grip. It's been around for a long time, but it really is just a good primer. It's kind of like sticky, so it makes sure everything just kind of sticks and stays where it needs to stay, but it's also not drying. So I like it because it has like a moisture aspect to my skin, but helps the makeup stay, even though I'm not necessarily like going to a concert or doing something where I need hours and hours of makeup. If ever I'm filming, I need makeup that stays to my face, that even if I sweat, it pretty much is going to stay looking how it needs to look. So guys, in real time, TikTok just popped back on to the internet. I have mixed feelings about it. I personally feel like it's all just like a ploy. It's all a ploy for people to say that Donald Trump saved TikTok. And although some of you may feel that way, that's fine if you do. I personally remember when he was in office, like right at the beginning of COVID, or before we really knew what COVID was, he was going on a rampage about TikTok and security breaches and all this other kind of stuff. He led that charge for TikTok. Now, if it is true and that TikTok presents some type of security issue, what has changed? What has changed? The man still doesn't want to sell. Like, what is this extension gonna do? Like, what is the point of all this? And then it's coming out that the ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok, is like 60% privately funded, and that majority of those privately funded people are friends and colleagues of Donald Trump, and that the ban only states that trust has to be diversified, and the president gets to determine how much that diversity needs to be. So Trump can now come in and say, okay, all you have to do is sell 5% to me and you're good, and then that would just take care of it. And it's like, isn't that convenient that the way for them to come back is by selling a percentage determined by the president? It's like, whatevs. My mirror has a light, and guys, I'm an Aquarius, so conspiracy theories just are a second nature to me. Okay, I'm just gonna be real with you. I am now using my Rare Beauty. This is in the shade 410N. I really love this foundation. I like that it has like a light glow. The only thing I don't like about it is that the applicator is that doe foot, which can kind of promote like the spreading of bacteria, because you're rubbing it on your face and then dipping back in. So I put it on the back of my hands. Even though my face is clean, I just prefer putting it on the back of my hand. I come to the realization that I kind of hold myself back sometimes in regards to my content creation, and that I don't react, or I don't take advantage of certain things just out of my schedule, being busy, or, you know, not making it a priority. Now don't get me wrong, I make my content creation a priority, just sometimes not enough. I will prioritize self-care or just, you know, relaxing over, you know, an extra hour here, extra hour there, which I need to stop because I wasn't like that before. So with that being said, prior to the TikTok ban, I had made a whole bunch of like short content. I'm talking tons of short content that I just never put out there because short content has never really done well for me on any platform. So I was like, I prefer long form anyways, and if no one's really watching it, what's the point? When it's kind of like starting from scratch when you do short form, because it's totally different from long form. So it wasn't that it was never going to be anything, it just had to build up, right? Anyway, so I decided like, hey, TikTok's about to leave. I'm just gonna go ahead and publish this video that I made a while ago about this skirt. So I published it, went on about my business, went on about my day, and it ended up with like 20-something thousand views, and I've never gotten that many views. I know for some people that's nothing, but mine's always slows down in the hundreds, okay? Low hundreds. So I was like, wow, okay. And right when it was like climbing, like I'm talking about like getting where it needed to be and it was going somewhere, TikTok did the ban early, and that was it. And when it started back up, yeah, there was some more traffic to the video, but it wasn't like, you know, what it was. They're gonna push their other creators when the app opens back up. But anywho, I decided to post a response video to that one just to try to see if I could keep things going, which is something I never would have done before. So I'm just proud of myself for the fact that I actually attempted to do something with it, you know? But yeah, so that's my short-lived TikTok success. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be making more short form content just because I do like the process of the short form content. It is interesting. It is a completely different audience though. That I can tell you. I am just doing a contour with the Fenty contour, and this is in the shade 470. I feel like 2024 flew by so fast. Like, I want to say I left corporate America in 2022, September, like September 2022. And that it's already been 2 years of me pursuing content creation full time. And I'm not gonna lie, a part of me figured like, okay, I don't have to go to work and deal with these people and their wants and their needs, and I'm gonna be able to focus on my content. I'm gonna put out more videos, and I ended up actually getting better at editing and taking more time with editing and taking more time with angles and content. And as a result, because I focus more on quality, quantity did go down. So it's like now that I have a decent grasp on how I want my content to be edited, how I want it to look, I feel like I can go back to the quantity that I want it to be at. And I think you guys can kind of see that with the amount of content I put out just in January alone. It's more than I think I did in 2024. I mean, outside of everything else that went on, I just feel like hopefully, I mean, it's all up to me. I'm saying hopefully, but I'm the one that makes that decision, right? That I can keep it up and be consistent. Today was a really, really, really like one of those days where I almost was like, I have so many other things I need to do. But I said, you know what, Amber? Do what you said you was gonna do. I'm so rusty, y'all. This is the Juvia's Place concealer in the shade 13. It's actually one of my faves. Just gonna take my Laura Mercier powder and put a little bit in the top here. There won't be nothing, y'all hear all that? We ain't finna have another ceiling leak. Bring it on down to Chinatown. Yeah, I don't put that much powder under my eyes no more because it just makes them look dry. I do just enough to set the concealer. And then I'm actually going to set my contour. This is my like One Size Beauty powder. I really like the finish of it and I like how it looks on my skin. So I kind of like to go over a little bit with it. It looks like it's not even. I promise you guys it is. I don't know why that's looking. Still not 100% in love with my eyebrows. I'm just going in with my Benefit eyebrow pencil to kind of shape them. I feel like them people be so afraid to touch my eyebrows. They really do. I watched this YouTuber called Aisha Haroon. I will put the information here. And I remember a long time ago, she used to always say like that she stopped getting her eyebrows arched and she just corrected them with the pencil because she just never liked how anyone else did her eyebrows. And I was thinking to myself, it's not that hard to find. Yes, child, I get it now. Because even with my eyebrows not being done, I can typically like get them how I want them to look with makeup. But I just don't like the idea of having to sit there and do them every single day. You know, I kind of want them just to be able to walk out the door. And they didn't take any hair barely off of my eyebrows. So they're super thick. And now I'm trying to tame them. So the Benefit My Brow Pencil in shade 4, I'm pretty sure, because that's the shade I always get. Just going back in with the Juvia's Place concealer to clean it up. And then I just get this Groom Brow Gel from European Wax. It is like a microfiber, so like it builds as you use it. And it's like this soft brown color called Dark. It adds a little color, but it also darkens them. So I try to stay away from the front. And I am now seeing that they made this eyebrow thinner in the front. So I'm going to use the brow gel to make this one appear to be as thick as that one. Definitely not sisters, but they're cousins. This palette, love. We keeping it simple though. We ain't doing nothing too spectac. So I'm just going in with Baby Bear. And I'm just blending it out. And I just brought that little like eyebrow contour kind of down onto my lid. You know, it's so funny, guys. You have to have such thick skin to be a content creator. You really do, because if you don't have thick skin, not only do you have to have thick skin, you also have to have a really, really, really good, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Concept of who you are as a person, okay? Because if you are still like in a stage of your life where people can change your mind, or, and I'm not talking about just being open to experiences. I'm talking about if you're still in a space where what someone says about you can still very much affect you or shift your mood, then it's not the place to be. Because when I tell you, people get on the internet and think they can say any and everything to you because you're on the internet. Like things that they literally would not walk up to you and say to you in person, they will say behind the keyboard. And with me, I'm the kind of person, I'm gonna clap back. You say something about me, I'm gonna go look at your picture and I'm gonna put you in your place, because I feel like as long as you are ignored, or as long as people don't say anything back to you, and there's no sting, there's no repercussions, you keep doing it. And the only people that sit and troll people on the internet are people who are miserable. Okay? So when you bring it back to them, it makes them sit down and say, okay, well, I didn't like how that felt. I need to go sit down somewhere. Yeah, you do. You really do. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit there and go round for round with somebody who don't even have a picture on their avatar. Like, for what? I'm at a disadvantage. I don't know who you are. I can't even see you. You could have all the same flaws that you're pointing out on me. What good does it do for me to argue with you? It's pointless. Now, if I'm bored and I want to have a little fun with you, and I can tell by your comments that you getting real irritated, yep, I'm going to mess with you. You just got to know that in this day and age, people can find you. Like, you see all these TikToks of people who said something or did something in traffic or at a business, and they find these people. They find where they work. They contact their HR. They contact their boss. It's people literally losing their livelihoods because they decided to troll someone, or be racist, or be aggressive. Like, is it really worth that to you? Like, what you're saying and what you're doing? Like, it was this lady, I don't know if you guys saw, she was in a Panera, I want to say, somewhere like that, a Panera or something. And she saw a guy with his pregnant wife, and he had on, I think, a sweatshirt with like the watermelon on it or something to basically signify his position. And the woman asked him, she was like, "Are you from Palestine?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she like started like swinging on him and trying to fight him, and jumped like at his pregnant wife. So he got in between them and was like, "What are you doing?" And then you can hear the pregnant woman, she's like filming, she's like, "Oh my gosh." And you can hear her voice like cracking, like she can't believe like they're being subject to this type of treatment. And the woman like trying to throw coffee, she like tries to hit the pregnant woman. Like, it's a lot. And I'm just like, girl. So he was like, you need to move. And she's still swinging at him. So he knocks her coffee up, and it like kind of falls on her. So homegirl decides that she gonna go over to the register and tell them to call the police. So that's all we get to see, right? The news interviews the guy, And, you know, he says basically the same thing, that they were chilling, the woman went crazy. So that's all we see of it. Child, they found that woman. They even got video of the police going to her house and like, do you know why we here? And she's like, yeah, a guy attacked me. And her husband had no idea what happened. So he's like, do you know what happened? Have you seen the video on the internet? He's like, no. And he's like, well, it's pretty viral. Your wife did X, Y, and Z. And he's like, can I see the video? And so she's like, no, don't you see? He attacked me. Like, has a whole nother, like, thought process. Like, really justifying in her head what she did. So the husband is like, you could tell he's like, come on, like, what were you thinking, right? And he's like, so, you know, what's next? He's like, well, we're here to arrest her, you know? And it's crazy because she's like, I'm new to the country and I don't understand what this means and all that. But it's like, you can tell she understood. And her husband, he was like, the police officer basically was like, look, you need to explain to her what's going on. So the husband like spoke to her in another language and kind of told her like, look, you going to jail now. She was not happy. I was just shocked that she was shocked that what she did was wrong. Like, she really thought she could attack and fight them people because of where they were from. Or even if they weren't from there, just because of what they stood for. What they thought was right and what they thought was wrong. She thought she could fight them. She went beyond just like talking mess and yelling, you should be ashamed of yourself, which would have been enough in itself. Homegirl said, not only do I not agree with you, but I'm gonna fight you, your husband, and your unborn child. I mean, she's the definition of hands being rated E for everybody. Like, I have never seen such a thing. My eyes are already watering a lot, so I'm not gonna do lashes, and I'm doing multiple looks. So I'm doing a basic lip look, and I'm not gonna turn that light back on because I am basically done, so I don't need that extra light. But yeah, guys, TikTok is back like it never left, and I wonder what on earth they did to it while it was down to bring it right back. What changes did they make? I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I freaking love this Elf and Chipotle like lip gloss that I got like during COVID, okay? For my lips, what I just used was this Quibes Percenty. It's like a deep brownish maroon. MAC makes a color called Current that looks just like that. I just happen to not have that, so I use that. I can link that little lip pencil. It came in a set that I got a long time ago off of Amazon. It was like $2 for like 7 lip pencils, but it took like 3 months to come. They're very hard. They scrape your lip. They're not good quality. But it's a lot of colors for a little bit of money. And it'll get the job done, as you can see by the fact that I have not gone to MAC and replaced. All right, guys, so thank you for sitting here, talking with me, yapping with me while I got ready. Make sure to comment down below if you guys are just on a tailspin from all of this and what's going on. And of course, as always, love ya, mean it, bye. That's how we fall out. That's how we fall out. That's how we fall out. That's how we fall out.
That's all we bought out.